Eris was taken from us in a tragic accident. She was only 17. Tragic accident. That's all you have to say when a young woman falls from the roof under suspicious circumstances? Eris's parents probably just wanted people to know that Eris hadn't jumped. As if anyone who'd met her could possibly think that. Mariel had watched this obit video countless times since it came out last month. By now, she knew the words by heart. Oh, she still hated it. The video was too slick, too carefully produced, and she knew most of it was a lie. But she had little else by which to remember Eris. So Mariel hugged her ratty old toy to her chest and kept on torturing herself, watching the video of her girlfriend who had died too young. The holo shifted to video clips of Eris at different ages. A toddler, dancing in a magnelectric tutu that lit up a bright neon. A little girl on bright yellow skis cutting down a mountain. A teenager on vacation with her parents at a fabulous sun-drenched beach. No one had ever given Mariel a tutu. The only times she'd been in snow were when she ventured out to the burrows or the public terraces down here on the lower floors. Her life was so drastically different from Eris's, yet when they'd been together, none of that had seemed to matter at all. Eris is survived by her two beloved parents, Caroline Dodd and Everett Radson, as well as her aunt, Lane Arnold, uncle, Ted Arnold, cousins Matt and Sasha Arnold, and her paternal grandmother, Peggy Radson. No mention of her girlfriend, Mariel Valconsuelo. And Mariel was the only one of that whole sorry lot, aside from Eris's mom, who had truly loved her. The memorial service will be held this Tuesday, November 1st, at St. Martin's Episcopal Church on floor 947. The holo actress went on, finally managing a slightly more somber tone. Mariel had attended that service. She'd stood in the back of the church, holding a rosary, trying not to break out into a scream at the sight of the coffin near the altar. It was so unforgivingly final. The vid swept to a candid shot of Eris on a bench at school, her legs crossed neatly under her plaid uniform skirt. Her head tipped back in laughter. Contributions in memory of Eris can be made to the Berkeley School's new scholarship fund, the Eris Dodd Radson Memorial Award, for underprivileged students with special qualifying circumstances. Qualifying circumstances. Mariel wondered if being in love with the dead scholarship honoree counted as a qualifying circumstance. God, she had half a mind to apply for the scholarship herself, just to prove how screwed up these people were beneath the gloss of their money and privilege. Eris would have found the scholarship laughable, given that she'd never shown even a slight interest in school. A prom drive would have been much more her style. There was nothing Eris loved more than a fun, sparkly dress, except maybe the shoes to match. Mariel leaned forward and reached out a hand as if to touch the holo. The final few seconds of the obit were more footage of Eris laughing with her friends, that blonde named Avery and a few other girls whose names Mariel couldn't remember. She loved this part of the vid, because Eris seemed so happy, yet she resented it because she wasn't part of it. The production company's logo scrolled quickly across the final image, and then the holo dimmed. There it was, the official story of Eris's life, stamped with a damned International Times seal of approval, and Mariel was nowhere to be seen. She'd been quietly erased from the narrative, as if Eris had never even met her at all. A silent tear slid down her cheek at the thought. Mariel was terrified of forgetting the only girl she'd ever loved. Already she'd woken up in the middle of the night, panicked that she could no longer visualize the exact way Eris's mouth used to lift in a smile, or the eager snap of her fingers when she just thought of some new idea. It was why Mariel kept watching this vid. She couldn't let go of her last link to Eris forever. She sank back into her pillows and began to recite a prayer. Normally, praying